So now this topic or this lesson we will see how the current is calculation we are going to do, and what is the minimum current, what is the maximum current, okay, and how we can set the recommended current here. So we already discussed previously when there are two types of magnetic field. One is longitudinal magnetic field and other is circular magnetic field. Means we have to calculate current for circular magnetic field also, we have to calculate current for longitudinal magnetic field also. So we all now aware about how to generate circular field. There is central conductor, there is a head shot, and there is prod technique. So basically we are using these three techniques for to generate the circular magnetic field. The first one is head shot. In head shot, what we are going to do, we are clamping the job between head and tail. Okay, and so here the current calculation based on outside diameter of job. So minimum current is per inch 300 mm and maximum current per inch 800 mm as per ASME section 5, right? So here, so suppose you calculated current, and then if suppose current calculation is 300, then what we need to do? We This is the pi gauge, and this pi gauge having this crack lines. Okay, this is the this you will get the indication if your current is correct. So what we will do? We will set the current and we will keep this pi gauge on job surface, and just we will apply the bath after during application of current. And if this line seen on pi gauge, then we can say the current is sufficient. If line is not showing, then we have to increase current step by step. Means we are not going to increase double. Means suppose now is 300, we are not going to do immediately 600. So 350, 400, step by step you have to increase the current. And if you feel the 400 current is sufficient, 400 ampere is sufficient to see the required lines on the pi gauge, then we can say this is the recommended current. Okay, so this is the ASTM pi gauge, or we can say sometimes field indicator also. This we are The purpose of this field indicator is to verify the magnetic field strength and direction. So here this is the general formula. Uh, so too much current will be burned. Suppose if you used a huge current, then what is the problem here? Too much current will burn the part or may cause heavy accumulation of iron particles, and too little current may not provide the sufficient flux leakage to attract the iron particles. Means if we are using the low current, then there are chances to miss the defect, and if you are using higher current, then there are chances to damage the part, as well as you will get the indication, but that is not actual defects. Means that false indications, or we can say in magnetic particle testing, that we can say the non-relevant indication. Because if you are using higher current, then there are chances of flux leakage will be increases, and if flux leakage is there, then you will get north and south pole, and you will get non-relevant indication. So here we first what we are going to do the calculation as per formulas, and first you set the minimum current, and you see the verify the field strength with the help of that field indicator. Now this 800, this 1000 is general formula, but don't remember this formula. You just remember 300 to 800. Okay, because 300 to 800, this value is given in ASME section 5 and for magnetic particle testing articles. Now you see this is previous, so this is the big diameter job and this is small diameter job. So here the current value will be different. Here the current value will be different. Now for calculation purpose, just we will take this current values 800 and 1000. For example, minimum current is 800 for 1 inch and maximum current is 1000 per inch. Now this job thickness is 1 inch, right? So what is here minimum current? 800 and maximum current 1000. So what is here minimum current? Tell me, what is the minimum current here? How you are going to calculate this 2.5 inch into 800? And the answer you will get for minimum current, and for maximum current this 2.5 inch into this 1000, and you will get the answer. So now here for this part the current value will be higher as compared to this. So what we will do here? First, we will do use this 800 current, because for 1 inch the minimum current is 1 inch into 800. So answer is 800, and I am keeping the pi gauge here. And if pi gauge is not showing lines, required lines, magnetic lines disturbance, then we are going to increase step by, means 900, and if 900 is sufficient, then we can set 900 and we will apply the current, apply bath here, iron particle, and we will see only this area. And after that, what I am going to do, I will calculate current for 2.5 inch thickness, minimum current. For example, if this we are using 800 into 2.5, that means is about 1006, means 2000 amperes, and I will keep pi gauge here, and if it's seen, then I will only inspect this, I will only examine this area. I'm not going to see here. If you are going to see here, definitely you will get the small non-relevant indication. Okay, so here no meaning to check, because we know there is no discontinuity, but because of excess current, the field leakage chances will be increases and you will see the indication, but there is no any physical discontinuities are present there. Now this is the central conductor techniques. Before going to start central conductor technique, I will tell you the current calculation for circular magnetization head shot and this current calculation for central conductors are same. Just you take the outside diameter of this ring, not the conductor, the ring, and just multiply by 800 or 1000 as per your code requirement. When we are talking about ASME codes, then for 1 inch it's 300 and minimum current, and for 1 inch maximum current is 800. So based on that we will calculate, but we have to take one major precaution here. Here we will put all same diameter components, then only one current will work. If you are keeping here one small diameter job, one bigger diameter, one again bigger, then here also we have to set first current for the small component, we have to inspect first small component, then we will go for next. Like this we have to do. But generally when you are going to industry, they are using the same size of gear for one time inspection. So you will get 5 to 6 component testing at in one time. So this is helpful for production also. And the central conductor technique, it's not a direct technique. Direct technique means we are sending directly current to the job specimen. So in that case, there are chances of spark or damage of job will be increases. And if your component, you are doing magnetic particle testing at finished stage, then there are chances of damage component. So generally we are not using direct technique after finishing, while if suppose your job is finishing condition, so in that finishing stage we are using indirect technique. So this is the indirect technique. Here current is flowing through conductor and the magnetic field only induced into the your job, or we can say the rings here. So this indirect technique, and we are using for finished component, and the current calculation is based on outside diameter. And as per ASME, this is general value 1 inch 800 and minimum current, and 1000 for higher currents, right? For but here as per ASME, this 800 will replace with 300, and here this 1000 replace with 800. So for ISO standards, the value will be different. So this whenever you are doing current calculation, you need to ask, please give me procedure to in company also, and as per procedure we will see the current value, what is current value given for minimum and maximum, and based on that we will calculate the values. So no need to remember this 300 or 800 or 1000 or 2000. So these values will be different for different specification. Now we saw already the there is coil shot also. In coil shot, the current calculation is here. Now this N stands for number of turns. So we saw the coil, right? So see, this is the coil. In this coil, there are number of turns of wire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires are inside the coil. Okay, we are not saying here, but inside the coil there are 5 wires. We can say 5 turns. Okay, so if you are increasing number of turns, current value will be increases. So we have to consider number of turns. So this N stands for number of turns in the coil. So I stands for the current in amperes. Now this 45,000 is general for constant factor. Here L is the length of the job, D is the diameter of job. So you know the length of job, you know diameter of job, you know number of turns in the coil, then we can calculate easily the current in amperes. So this is the formula for longitudinal current magnetization, and this longitudinal magnetization we are going to do in coil short and for yoke also. But for yoke there is no any current calculation, so we are going to see only current calculation for coil short, and coil short generate longitudinal magnetization, and in coil short current is flowing circular, magnetic field will be longitudinal. See here, they given here for what magnetizing current would be needed for part 16-inch long with diameter 2-inch using a 5-turn coil. So now what information they already gave here, number of turns are 5 and diameter 2-inch and length is 16-inch. So what I will put here, this number of turns, N stands for number of turns. So I will put here 5. This length is 16-inch and diameter is 2-inch, and I will calculate this I, and you will get 1125, 1125 amperes answer easily you will get. And after this theory completion, we are going to see the articles for magnetic particle testing, the requirement of magnetic particle testing, current calculation requirements. So other requirements also we are going to see as per code and standards. During that time, you need to calculate current. This is not difficult, but we will do the practice. So here the article is greater than 18-inch require more than one coil short. What is meaning of that? If suppose now where is field high? So in this near, if you are coming here away from the coil, the field will be reduced. So that's why what they are saying here, just maintain this distance. From this coil center line, this distance is 9-inch, and from coil center line to right side and left side, both side, total distance is 18-inch. Okay, this and if suppose 18-inch is here, then we have to keep here pi gauge. If the sensitivity, if you are getting the required that magnetic lines or not. If not getting, then we have to reduce. We'll keep here. If you are getting at 8-inch distance, so we will maintain only 8-inch distance. But maximum we can use 18-inch distance when if your magnetic field magnetic indicator, or we can say that field indicator is showing the lines, then we can use maximum 18-inch. More than 18-inch we are not going to use. So this is the conditions here. The cross-sectional area of the article is not greater than 1/10 area of the coil opening. This is also very important. So here is specific relation between your cross-sectional of job and coil openings. So article L by D has ratio is great between 2 to 15. Now, if L by D ratio is less than 2, we can't use coil short, and if greater than 15 also, we are not going to use, means we are considering 15 only. The article is placed against the inside wall of the coil and not in the center where the flux density is 0. So here also please remember, at the center of coil the field will be 0. Yesterday I think one of our colleagues is explained very nicely, because current is flowing only inner edge, so magnetic field also will be high at inner edge. That's why we have to keep the current job inside area of the coil, inside edge of the coil, not at the center of the coil. Even this picture is wrong, because here we keep the job at the center only. So this is wrong. So we have to keep job just inner edge. So this is the prod technique. If you seeing the carefully here, so this machine. This here, this is one prod. This is two connections, one for here and one for here. Now current is going straight here, and magnetic field is circular. Now you see here carefully. Now where is magnetic field is high? Here in this particular area, where is high magnetic field? In this region, is near to the yoke, near to
near
the
to the
prod,
conductor.
near to the prod. We can say this is a prod, or we can say pole. Near pole, the magnetic field will be high. But here in this field, the field will be less, right? If you are increasing this distance, this pole and this pole, if the distance between two poles, there is more prod spacing. Prod spacing means distance between two prods. So if this distance is higher, then at the center here, the field will be less. Now here, if you are reducing this pole distance, because this is flexible, this is not permanent. This is the permanent type yoke prods, but there is we can adjust distance less or more. If this distance is less, then magnetic field here will be different, right? So if you are increasing the prod spacing, then we have to increase the current. So here current calculation based around distance between prod. If distance between prod is less, then current value will be less. If the distance between prod is high, then we have to increase current. And we are going to see the formula for that. How? Okay. Now see this for this table. See what they are saying here. Under 19 inch, 19 mm thickness, and here over 19 mm thickness. For example, if you check the plate thickness, if plate thickness is 5, 6, 7, 8, then we can follow this table. If your job thickness is more than 19 mm, then we can follow this table. Then let's consider your job thickness is 25 millimeter. Then I will not choose this one, I will choose this table. And what this table is saying, 100 to 125 amps per inch prod spacing. That means what? Just give me 1 minute. I will make a little bit here sketch. Suppose this is your one prod and this is another prod, and the current calculation is based around the distance between these two prods. Okay, and this is the cable for that, and this is your job here. So this distance means prod spacing. So here suppose this distance is suppose 4 inch, then minimum current is 100 into 4, and maximum current is 125 into 4. So now you understand now how to do current calculation for prod. So just measure the distance between two prods and multiply with this 100 and 125. So you will get one minimum current value and other is maximum current value. Again here we are going to same thing. We will set the minimum current first in the machine, and we will verify the field strength and direction with the help of prods. With the help of field indicator, pi gauge. And if you are not seeing pi gauge, desired lines on pi gauge not seeing, required lines not seeing, then we are going to increase the current step by step. And once you feel, yeah, it's now seeing properly, then we have to set this current for entire inspection. So here it's given in mm. If you are measuring this prod spacing distance in mm, so just this is multiplied by 4 for minimum, and this for suppose 100 this prod spacing, then minimum current is 100 into 4 inch 4, and maximum current is 100 into 5. Means 100 into 4 means 400 minimum current, and here 100 into 5 means 500 is maximum current. If this is 100, prod spacing is 100 here. So this is the 100 prod spacing. So minimum current 100 into 4, 400. So I will first set this 400 current in machine, and I will verify that pi gauge is seeing or not. If required line on pi gauge is not seeing, then I will increase current 450, little bit like this, and I will confirm the current, required current, and I will set the same current. Okay, so this is the current calculation for prods. So generally this prod spacing less than 3 inch we are not using, and greater than 8 inch. So recommended is 3 to 8 inch. So this is the prod techniques here. So in prod we are using HWDC current, and here the prod should be placed around the part so that the resultant circular field is 90 degree to suspected discontinuities. देखो आता बघा इथं काय केलेलं आहे बघा, हिने प्रॉड असा एकदा ठेवलाय, पण हा काय पूर्ण हे नाहीये. म्हणजे काय करायला लागणार आपल्याला, एकदा असा झाला करंट मारला आपण, एकदा परत काय करायला लागेल आपल्याला, असा करंट मारावा लागेल. म्हणजे काय झालं आता आपला एक रूल काय आहे, मॅग्नेटिक, आता ही जर डिफेक्ट तुमचं मॅग्नेटिक फील्ड असेल तर ह्याला परपेंडिक्युलर जे कट होतात तेवढे डिस्कंटिन्युटी तुम्हाला दिसणार, आणि जी डिस्कंटिन्युटी समजा ही अशी आहे अशी, आता ही पहिल्याच्या पॅरलल झाली बरोबर ना, दिसणार नाही, मग तुम्हाला ही इकडून कट होती. म्हणून ऍटलिस्ट आपल्याला 2 शॉट मारायचे आहेत, ऍटलिस्ट 45 डिग्री टू इच अदर. तर मग आता इथनं पुढे कसं मारणार, इथं प्रॉड ठेवणार असा एक मारायचा, इथं एक प्रॉड ठेवणार परत असा मारायचा. तर असं हे कंटिन्युअस ह्या पॅटर्न मध्ये इन्स्पेक्शन करत जायचं, प्रॉड आणि योग दोन्हीसाठी पण. तर तुम्हाला सगळे डिफेक्ट दिसणार, नाही तर सगळे डिफेक्ट दिसणार नाहीयेत. जसं आपण बेंच टाईप मशीन असेल तर एक हेडशॉट मारतो, एक कॉईल शॉट मारतो. आता हे डिमॅग्नेटायझेशन बघा, तुमचं टेस्टिंग पूर्ण झाल्यानंतर तुम्हाला ज्यामध्ये जे शिल्लक राहिलेलं मॅग्नेटिक फील्ड आहे ते काढून टाकायचं असतं. सो डिमॅग्नेटायझेशन मीन्स वी आर रिमूव्हिंग द residual magnetic field after testing is completed. So here residual magnetic field may not be desirable in the part for several reasons. Residual fields will affect magnetic compasses or create a problem with delicate instruments. Residual field in rotating part will attract metal particles causing excessive wear and binding. Part are also demagnetized so that magnetic particle can be removed for further processing. A residual field can cause arc glow which deflect the molten metal during DC welding operation. So while you are doing welding and if there is residual field, then there is problem of arc glow will be created. So to avoid this problem, we are going to do residual, we have to remove the residual magnetic field and then we are going for welding or we are going for next operation. So review of residual magnetism, the residual field is in the same direction as magnetic field. Direction is same. The residual field is weaker than magnetizing field. Yes, because while current is flowing, the magnetic field is always high, and once current is stopped, the residual field is always less. So original magnetizing force cause the residual field. Means whatever you are increasing the current, decreasing current, because of that magnetic field is generated while current is flowing, and once you stop the current, you will get the residual field. Now, whenever an article has been magnetized in more than one direction, the second field apply completely over the first field. What is meaning of that? Suppose first you applied headshot here. In headshot, the field is circular. And after that, if you are applying coil shot for same component, then field will be longitudinal. Means circular field will shift to longitudinal. But when it is true, if your current value is greater for second shot, if you are applying second shot coil shot, then the value of coil shot should be greater, at least same or greater than first shot. Then only field will shift, otherwise field will not shift. However, this is only true if second field is stronger than the first. When the second when the second field applied is not stronger than the first field, then combination of circular longitudinal residual field will result. That means what? If suppose for headshot I am using 400 amperes current, and after that I am doing coil shot, and in coil shot I am using 200 ampere current. Now second shot current is less, so you will the entire field will not shift towards the shaft. So here what happens? So here you will get longitudinal and combined field. आता बघा इथं काय होतं, तुम्ही जर सेकंड फील्ड जर करंट जास्त असेल तरच ती फील्ड शिफ्ट होते. म्हणजे पहिली सर्क्युलर असेल तर दुसरी लॉन्जिट्युडनल बनेल, पण दुसऱ्याचा करंट कमी असेल तर ते होणार नाहीये तसं. तर ते कंबाईन तुम्हाला मिळेल सर्क्युलर प्लस लॉन्जिट्युडनल. आणि सर्क्युलर फील्डचा प्रॉब्लेम काय आहे, तुम्हाला चेक केलं तर ते सापडणार नाही त्यामध्ये आहे का नाही, कारण ती फील्ड आतच फिरणार आणि तुम्हाला पॉवर फील्ड इंडिकेटरला किंवा गॉस मीटर आपण ज्याला म्हणतो त्यामध्ये दिसणार नाहीये. पण लॉन्जिट्युडनल फील्ड असेल then we can easily detect, because longitudinal field it will leave the part and it will enter into the part also, means field inside the material also and outside the material also. So we can easily detect. See here, the circular field is moving circularly. Even if you are keeping here this Gauss meter, the reading, there is no readings. But here the field is going within the material also, it's just like outside also. And if you are putting here Gauss meter, the meter will you will get the reading. So if field is longitudinal, then only we will understand, yes, there is field within the component is yes or no. But in case of circular, without destroying, we can't see. No? After distortion, destroying the component, we will see the field is there or not. Okay, what happened this? Okay, then this demagnetization. So what? Suppose if you want to demagnetization, then what is the correct procedure? So therefore, if it is often recommended that a circularly magnetized part be longitudinally magnetized and then go through a demagnetization procedure. Means what they are saying, first you do circular magnetization, then you do longitudinal magnetization. So your circular field will be shifted to longitudinal, and after longitudinal magnetization, you pass this component through demagnetization coil. So after demagnetization coil, if suppose field is reduced, then your meter will show it's reduced. If not reduced, then also meter will show it's not reduced because field is longitudinal. But suppose if you are doing reverse and last field is circular, so even there is field inside the material, but your meter will not show because line of force will, in case of circular magnetic field, line of force is not coming outside the job. So your meter will not show the reading. So demagnetizing a part that has been longitudinally magnetized, each time magnetizing field is reduced and reversed, the residual field is reduced. That means what? Suppose if you are applying current and your current is constant, then field will increase, it will not decrease. But during demagnetization, what we are going to do? First, we are using reverse magnetizing current. What we used previously, that is reverse now. And second is, during the each cycle of current, we are reducing the field or we are reducing the current with the help of rheostat. So automatically current will be reduced for each cycle. So this hysteresis loop will comes inside, and you will get the less magnetic field, and that is known as demagnetization. So when you want to do demagnetization, we have to do at least one thing from this side and one thing from this side. So what is one? We'll see the three things also. So one is reversing the part in the magnetic field. Why it's necessary to reverse the part? Because we have to change direction. If you are keeping the same direction, your field will not reverse, uh, removed, or it will not reduce. So reverse the current through the coil and reverse the coil. So you can do any one out of first three. The second is reducing the magnetic field. How you will reduce? Reduce the magnetizing current directly, but we can't use reduce manually. There is rheostat. So for each cycle we need to reduce. Second is move the part away from the coil. Just give the just move the coil away from the part, or you move the part away from the coil. So this any, if you want to do demagnetization, from top you need to take one more, and from bottom you need to take one more. So you will get demagnetization. Any method of demagnetization will combine one of the method to reduce the magnetizing field within one of the methods to reverse the magnetizing field. So this demagnetization procedure we'll see tomorrow. Is just now see here this how this hysteresis loop goes inside. Why it goes inside? Because we saw previously why for each cycle we are reducing current automatically. That's why it goes inside. If you are not reducing the current automatically, it will move like this only from first one like this. Same cycle it will repeat. But here it's inside, and see the last is very small, so residual field is here very less here. And why it goes inside? Because of for each cycle we are reducing the current. Okay, so here so this demagnetization, here is one important point. Because of earth magnet is also north south direction. Earth magnet also north and south direction. So this demagnetization unit, so this unit, this opening should be, we need to maintain east west. If you are maintaining north south, then you will not get properly demagnetization because there is earth magnet. So always remember, whenever you are installing this demagnetization machine, this demagnetization coil, the opening should be